Hello friends, I'm Ashley, and today I'm going to be reading Steel Crow Saga by Paul Krueger. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. So I went into this book not knowing literally anything about it other than it was supposed to be like Pokemon with a female-female relationship, and honestly, does anyone need to know anything more to read a book? So I intended to read this for the Asian readathon that is going on right now, or this month, because I wanted to participate, but I suck at readathons. I don't know how to complete them like a normal person, so this is all I could do. I also watched Little Fires Everywhere. I didn't get to read it because my Libby app has it on hold for 8 months, so that was scrapped. But if you haven't watched Little Fires Everywhere, I highly recommend, and I definitely am going to read that book when the hold comes in. Obviously that's going to be a while, but let's get into it, shall we? So I've only read the prologue of this book, and it seems like the main characters' people have been conquered by some other royal family. Not quite sure what's exactly going on, but the main character and their sister was at a market, and all of a sudden a fight broke out, and we got to see some of the magic. This girl, she had a tattoo, and apparently it's for her affirmity with the animal that she synced up with. I'm not quite sure what the magic system exactly is. It seems interesting so far, and I'm really excited to learn more about this world. Hello, so I cut and dyed my hair. I'm trying to get it back to my natural hair color, which is a sandy blonde. And my roots came in, and I was like, oh, perfect time to dye my hair. Watch when look at that color difference. You can see where I keep trying to dye my hair back to blonde. It's starting to obviously work. Look at those roots. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. It is what it is, I guess. Oh, look at that, look at that. But yeah, I just wanted to update on this. I just got to page 138, which is part 3. It's sectioned into parts. And so far, we have gotten, or we're about to get, 5 perspectives. It's mostly only in 2 perspectives, but every time there's a new part, there's a different perspective than the main perspectives we're in, if that makes sense. But the first perspective we got was a man named, I'm gonna butcher it. His name is Demangan. I'm sorry. His nickname is Mang, and he is the brother of one of the girls who is the main perspective we're in, Tala. She is a sergeant in the army, but it's called the Marines, but it's the army. We see her having to guard the prince of the people she was in war with. They won the war, but to have a peace talk, he has to be alive, the Steel Prince. He has to be alive, and he has to be the negotiator for peace. So they're on a mission to get him to safety, and the ship that they were on was attacked, and her entire, all the people underneath her who were in her, what's it called? I can't remember the name. A group of military people who were in the same, I cannot remember the name. Anyway, they all died, and it's just her and the prince, and she has to get him to safety, and he is the most annoying character I've read in a while. He's so he's very privileged, and he keeps talking about her slaves, and he says the slaves are the people that join their souls with animals, because that's the magic system in this world. You join your soul with an animal, and it's your affinity, and they're with you till you die. And he's it's your slave, and she's it's not. My bird is not my slave. And it's a crow, but it seems every year you have your affinity, they get bigger and stronger with you. So now it's a 6-foot crow, And then the other main perspective that we have is Lee, and she is a thief. And I really love her character. She's also bi, but she is with a princess, but she's not protecting her or anything. The princess actually saved her from being executed. And they're looking for the prince that Tala is trying to get to safety. So like obviously their paths are gonna cross eventually, I'm assuming, in the book. Also, the prince is called the Steel Lord because his people are able to wield metals. So that's like another magic in this world. I'm not sure if there's any more magics, but so far that's what we've gotten. And the princess is looking for the prince because they're warring countries, and she is like the 28th princess, and she wants to be the first princess, so when her father, the emperor, dies, she'll be appointed to be the next ruler, along with like, I think one of her brothers. I don't know, I could be wrong about that, but it seems like it's like the first prince and the first princess rule, and I don't know if they get married or whatever's going on there, but she wants to be the first princess, and to do so she wants to find the Steel Prince to bring her father a prisoner, being like, hey, I found the Steel Prince, see how worthy I am of being a ruler. But yeah, I think Lee and the princess are gonna end up being together. Like there's like something going on there, it's happening. But yeah, if I every time we have to interact with the Steel Prince, I like lose my mind. He is just okay. He's so cute. Why are so many people sleeping on this book? It's amazing. What the hell? Like, we just met a transgender man, and like, I swear to God, every character is queer except maybe Tala. Like, everyone is getting with everyone, and I love it. Like, what? Why is this not more talked about? So I'm like the teensiest bit confused. The Steel Prince had a sister that died, and I can't remember how he said she died, but he had a sister, okay? And Lee, if you remember, the thief that is with the Shang princess, who's looking for the Steel Prince. Lee had a memory of playing with the Steel Prince when she was younger, and like she would either have to be his sister or a highborn, and I was like, maybe she is his sister. But then she said something about her mother dying, like watching her mother die in bed, and her siblings dropping her off at a doorstep. So maybe she's just highborn, but like the way she explained things, I really thought that she was his sister. I mean, maybe I don't know, like, and like I can't remember how he said that she died. I just remember him saying that she died. Hello friends. So Goodreads said I am about 60% done with this book. Don't worry, this is just the dust cover. But I just want to talk about it because even though we're 67% in, we've only met the crow, which is on top, the dog, and the rat for all the animals. We haven't met like the cockroach, and the crow is Tala's, the rat is the Shang princess, and then the dog is Lee's. So I'm wondering if the Steel Prince is going to get the cockroach, because like I don't know who else could get the cockroach. Like, I don't know what character it could come from. But yeah, the Steel Prince, Lord, whatever you want to call him, he's still really annoying to me. And I think him and Tala are going to be in a relationship, and like I don't want that to happen, but it's fine, I guess. I just like finished the train scene. If you've read this book, I was not feeling all of that crazy stuff that went down. I didn't like any of it, to be honest. Also, I didn't mention this, but like, this is a fantasy world, right? And there's also like cars and electricity. Like, it's kind of confusing. It's like an urban fantasy, but it's not an urban fantasy. It's strange. I don't know. So that was the journey. How did you like it? Was it interesting? Probably not, because I'm like the least interesting person ever. Also, how do you feel about my hair dye? It looks even worse than it did in that one clip where I explained it. So that's always fun. That's what you get for box hair dye, you know what I mean? But I did have a lot of fun reading this. I hated being in the Steel Prince's perspective the entire book. We were definitely supposed to like him at the end, but I just like couldn't get into it like at all. He was just the worst. He had a character arc and I just don't feel like it added up to what it should have been. Like, when we got his perspective, we never really got him acknowledging other people's pain until like the very end. Oh, hello, light. Very pretty. Ooh, okay. And I just feel like we should have seen him in his perspective, like in his inner monologue, acknowledging that he's privileged and his people have done horrible things to other people, and he just like never did until like one of the last chapters in his perspective, and I just didn't feel like it was enough. I don't know. Maybe it's just because like he was so annoying to me from the beginning that I just like didn't care about him. Who's to say, honestly? I loved the female-female relationship in this. Like, obviously, like, who wouldn't? It was just so cute. It was with the Shang princess and Lee, who was the thief, and they were just so cute together. Granted, I got a little bit of blue balls because we never got to see them, you know, really do it. We just got to see like inner thigh kisses, and I was like, just give it to me. Please just give it to me. But it was fine. It's fine. It's fine. But I had an overall pretty good time reading it, you know, like, also, I just, like, didn't care about the main villain of the story. I just didn't care about it. I feel like there was so much political stuff going on that we didn't need this random guy that was into killing everyone. Like, if he was taken out, I really would have liked the story a bit more, unfortunately. Like, when the villain was fighting the main cast of characters, I started kind of skipping the scenes because I didn't care. I was having a really hard time connecting with it. I don't know why I had such a hard time. I just really wanted to see the political stuff. Like, this was a very political fantasy, and I just wanted to see more of like the negotiations and like peace talks, because that's like where we were at when the main villain came in. She's yes, yep, say hello, Kiki. Overall, I really enjoy it, and I really highly recommend. If you at all like political fantasies and a lot of queer characters, I highly recommend. Please pick this book up. Puppy, you wanna come here? So I hope you enjoyed the video. We're gonna go sleep because we sleep when we're not in front of the camera. Bye.